Welcome to the show. Oh yeah. Welcome to the show. Yeah. Okay. Everybody, it's time for the show. 2 count, we about that glow. Best in the Midwest, and we up next. Go and ring the bell, rest, cause here we go. Comedy meets wrestling. Yeah, we doing our own thing. Squared circle and a microphone. 2 count on everything. Can you smell what we're cooking now? Other shows, they ain't got that style profile. And while we strut, arm raised with 2 fingers up. JR, Big Ace, Tommy 2, they something else. This show be dynamite. Next level, top shelf. I'm like, ah. Welcome to the show. 2 count. Welcome to the show.
There we go. That's a Grammy Award-winning theme song right there.
Of course it is.
Love to have.
Sure.
You know, if you didn't watch the Grammys, there was an award for Best Podcast Theme, and our dear friends, Nerd D and DJ Hayes, were indeed nominated, and we did win. I don't know if we'll ever get to see the Grammy, but holy cow, are we proud. And there's that koozie, the DJ Hayes koozie. You can look that up. Check them out. By the way, are we
the QR code?
Yep, yeah. When we do our WrestleMania watch along, are we doing it there? Are we doing it somewhere else? What are we thinking? Do we have any ideas?
We talked about it without you. Because we don't know, with it being pushed back, is it still the same weekend that you're in Rochester?
I am in Rochester the weekend you guys are in Waterloo, or one of you.
I'm in Waterloo.
No,
I mean Ace is in Knoxville.
Yeah, that's the weekend. Yeah, so in 2 weeks, whatever the fuck it is, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30 is when I'm in Rochester for the kid tournament.
Oh wow! And isn't this like Mania is still like 2-3 weeks away, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's April 19th and 20th. So
yeah,
that's right. Mania falls on 420. Y'all get ripped.
So we need. I mean, obviously, there's going to be a watch along, everybody, which we now have to figure that plan. So the normal thing we usually do was by necessity. And that might not be the case this time around. So Tom, let's watch this. This is that morning show guy that was in. Big shout out to Absolute Pro Wrestling, their first show at this new venue that they did down in West Des Moines, Iowa. And I'd pretty safe to say, Tom, we rocked the place.
I would think that's the case. Yes.
Turning away people at the doors. A few people even left a little mad because there weren't enough chairs. Like standing room only. Hell of a show. But this guy was there, and I guess he talked about his show. So let's see. He probably talks about how great me and Tom were. So,
most likely.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Why is there no sound? Oh, it's okay.
Oh, by the way, you know who wasn't at the show on Saturday? Mid-Little Tina. Mid-Little Tina was not there.
She was not. First in a while.
That's right.
Saturday night, Bill Blank's son is a professional wrestler. Bill's son is wrestling down at the hall on Saturday night. Brooks is like, come join me. I said, man, I can't. It's a date night. Professional wrestling on a date night, I'll pass. We're going to go to the Big Steer for dinner. Pull into Big Steer. She runs in. She comes out. She's like, it's an hour-long wait. Can we go someplace else? I'm like, absolutely. Actually, I've got this weird opportunity for us. She's like, let's do it. Like, it's a professional wrestler. She's like, yes, I'm in. Let's go. So we went down to G-Migs, had dinner at G-Migs, and then went to the hall to watch Jackson King. Travis, I had so much fun. It was.
I was getting like text messages like 4 a.m. for Brooks. Like, you got this belt around your, and like Ross is wearing the championship belt.
Man, we walk into the arena, and we're 5 feet in, and she turns around with the biggest grin on her face and says, "This is amazing," and we did have a blast.
See,
sweet.
What an endorsement! First of all, shout out to the gal, having good fucking taste. That's awesome to see. All right. And second of all, I'm glad they had a great time. It was a great time. That venue, by the way, just the side room, partial event center, whatever they're trying to actually set up there, it was fucking amazing.
It was a cool little room. Like it definitely had a cool vibe in it and a cool little look. And it's the thing is, what's cool about it is it's not huge.
It's not huge.
Which plays perfect for a show like that. For shows that we do. It legit was turning people away at the door. And it was standing room only. It was to the point that like we had some trouble crowd control wise because everyone was just standing in front of the fucking entrance
way.
Yeah.
And it's like, you all need to move. And literally they're all just like, where to? Where do you want us to move? Like, it's like, okay,
that's awesome.
Point.
That's awesome. Congrats to all you guys. Congrats to Vandy and Shank. That's absolutely fantastic. And what a cool thing to be able to turn people away at the door.
Well, and it's funny because first of all, Jackson King, who they were talking about, who you saw in that, who has been on the show a few times. He's a dear friend of the show. He's a great kid. And we all try to kind of be there and help him. And, just if he needs guidance in life, we're the old fucks that are around. So we're always kind of there for him. But the kid's out there finding himself and he's kind of finding a groove right now. And it's funny because last year he was like the most hated guy in Iowa wrestling. And he's he's quickly turning into maybe one of the bigger baby faces in Iowa. But of course, family, friends there. He said Billy, his dad, guys know from the world of comedy. He's been on this before too. Was there, brought this dude who's telling me like, do you know who this guy is? I'm like, no, man, I'm not from here. I'm from Minnesota. He's like, you're fucking from Minnesota? I'm like, yeah. You come all the way down here for this? I'm like, yeah. So he starts telling me like he's involved with like the Bacon Fest down there, which I know IPW used to do a show at Bacon Fest every year. I don't know if they still do or not. And then he like introduced me, or he didn't even really introduce me. He just pointed at him, and it was the radio guy. And he's like, yeah, he's on this morning show here. And, he's really into you. Like, you guys should like do something. And I was like, oh, shoot. Yeah. All right, cool. So I don't know the area. So I asked a couple other people from that area. And I was like, this guy's name, this is the name of the show. And they're like, yeah, that's worth a shout out. Like, people know him. So I told Vandy, and Vandy's like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude, say something. And like, he was like, make sure you say something about, hey, talk about us on Monday. But also, before I did that, the guy did introduce me. I'm the one that gave him the title. Like, while that match was going, I'm the one that had the title. And I was like, here, dude, take some pictures with the belt. Because me, JR, I'm thinking radio, right? Like, they're going to put that shit on their social media because fucking radio guys geek out when they get to do shit like that.
Yes, they do.
So it's weird because, that guy, I'll be honest with you, both those guys that not necessarily have faces for radio. They're actually decent looking dudes. So yeah, it's weird that everybody puts social media out there for radio. I'm like, y'all are ugly shit.
But that's kind of the way that things have changed, though, Tom, because radio now, part of your job is you must post a certain number of times on social media.
God, it's
and so this is very
appearances have been a big thing for a fucking 2 decades and shit too. So you can't just be some schlub with a fucking schnoz out to here, ears like Dumbo and shit like that. I mean, Jason Prentice will tell you that guy works at a radio station. I mean, he'll tell you.
By the way, Jason, what do you know about Bode, Iowa? Did a show there at the old Red Lantern. You probably have not been there because it's kind of a anyway. I just want to bring up for those of you who want to know the kind of places that sometimes I play. This is a fantastic crane game that they had at the Red Lantern. And if you look closely, you'll see that there are empty beer cans and like White Claw and all that kind of stuff in there. But there's also some sex toys, and that's the crane game. And apparently, they make so much money on that at bar close that it's unreal. But anyway, Boat Iowa was a great time for me. I was hoping, like I said, Tom, we were close enough to Algona that if you hadn't been down there, I certainly would have had you come with me, because I think you would have drawn some people from the Algona area who absolutely.
Yeah, they would have been knocking the door down to get to see you, Tom.
You know, honestly, actually, so hold on. So this is obviously at the hall was the second of back-to-back weeks. So the weekend prior, we were in Algona. There was several people who did ask me if I was when I'm going to get back in the ring, which is so weird because I spent fucking all of 20 seconds in the Winter Brawl Classic. So, hey, yeah, I'll get back in the ring, everybody. I mean, I've had 2 experiences where I'm actually in the ring during a match. I got kicked or punched in the nuts in one, and then talked out of the ring in the other one. So, it's going well for good old Top Shelf over here in his time in the matches. But yeah, see, that's the thing. I would have been able to tell people, if it was booked where I'm like, hey, apparently Bode's 20 minutes south. It's right.
It's not even that far, I don't think. It's 12 minutes.
Yeah, so
or
it's right
12 minutes. 12 miles. 12 miles.
How many?
But there's 12 miles, I think, but there's no good way to get there. It's all backcountry roads.
Well, 169, Highway 169 is it looked like it went through there. I don't know. It might have been just
no. 169 does not go through there. It comes close, but it doesn't go through there. By the way, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, and I know we've got a fantastic guest coming up, but I just want to point this out. When I was driving home, I drove through Algona, and Algona, Tom, I'm starting to come over to your way of thinking, because I saw something in Algona that I've never seen anywhere else. There was a Family Dollar, and then attached to it's a fucking Dollar General. What the hell is going on in Algona?
It's the same company, by the way.
I know it is, but why would you do that?
Can't have enough savings.
Yes, that's right. Ace, that's exactly right. Let's do a read right now for our new sponsor, Dollar Tree and Family General. If you guys are sick and tired of spending all the money at Walmart or Costco or anywhere else, Family Tree or Dollar Tree and Family General is the spot for you. And even better, we're now combining all stores. It's both Dollar Tree and Family General. You can get all of your crappy fucking toys and cheap shampoo in one location. Dollar Tree and Family General, everybody.
Family Dollar and Dollar General.
Whatever, who gives a fuck?
You got to get it the fuck right.
Dollar Tree, Family General, right?
Whatever.
Who cares?
They're all the same.
Dollar Family. That's what they should just call it. Literally, what do you think your family's worth? $1, Bob.
God, remember when a dollar store actually was everything was $1?
Yeah.
I remember when you could go to the dollar store and get a $1 pregnancy test.
I mean, 90% of them were inaccurate as fuck. How many shotgun went into that fucking cause?
What the fuck do you care? I mean, it's I gotta find out for $1. Risk it.
Listen, again, this is where I say you should just name the store Dollar Family, because if you're going there for your pregnancy test, it's literally I don't care if I'm pregnant or not. This kid's getting aborted. All right. or should. Who cares? But yes, I'm glad you got to see the marvel that is the family or the Dollar Tree Family General right there off of 18. Get into Algona. You obviously went through Brit, the hobo capital of the world. Mm-hmm. Or home of the hobo convention, whatever the fuck it is. Mm-hmm. That doesn't matter. Listen, if you're homeless and you're living in Brit, you probably have you make bad decisions, clearly.
It used to be a big deal back in the olden days when there were true hobos who rode the rails.
Where they just put a stick with a handkerchief.
Stick with their handkerchief and all their belongings in there and their harmonica, and they would and that would whatever.
That's pretty good.
They're not bad for not having a harmonica.
I think I have a harmonica actually right over there.
Oh my god.
You want to play?
Yes.
No, I don't want you to play. I want you to introduce our guest. Is what I'd like you to do.
I want you to play our guest in.
Oh yes, do that.
That's not a good idea. It's been a while since I played the harmonica.
Well, get your fucking harmonica, goddammit!
You literally just asked if you wanted it.
Well, do you or not?
Yes.
All right, hold on.
This is gonna be so awful. The worst fucking thing.
Do you remember when I had that?
I apologize to everyone who's about to hear this
absolutely.
bullshit.
This will be worse than you remember when I had that Japanese thing that.
Oh my god! Yes, that was.
This will be worse than that. I guarantee you, because he doesn't know a fucking song at all.
And that was pretty shitty.
It was totally shitty.
It's gonna be anyway.
All right, I don't have it. I don't know where it went.
You.
It's in a different set of drawers. I'm sorry. I thought it was good. I actually thought it was like right there. I did. I'm sorry.
You are the worst. All right.
I know.
Tom, bring our guest in.
All right, everybody. I'm very happy to have this guest on. First of all, we've seen him in Absolute not too many times because he's one of my personal favorites. A member of the free world, and more importantly, one half of the Absolute Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Untamed Lion. It's Leo Santel.
Sweet.
How's it going, everybody?
Do that. There we go. Leo, good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thanks for having me on.
Hell yeah.
We apologize for Tom's dip shittery with not having a harmonica to play your theme song to get you in here.
Unfortunate, but you know, I'm sure it was going to be fantastic.
You'll survive, believe me. Yeah,
believe me.
I don't think we will, though. So how's your day going, sir?
Busy.
Did you very now did you make your way up and through Minnesota today?
That's tomorrow. I was working overtime today.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, welcome to the show. Now, we're going to dive into the wrestling stuff and kind of, your story there. But we're going to dive into this first, and I want you to promote because it's fascinating to me, and I appreciate it. And I think JR is going to have the same mindset because he did the same exact thing. But our dear friend Leo Santel has now launched his own internet radio stations.
Oh, nice.
Yep. It's called Bolt FM. It's kind of a work in progress right now. We did launch last Tuesday. For the very first time we went live. So I was live as an on-air DJ, and then I have my younger brother, and also we have a syndicated show, a nationally syndicated show that will air Thursdays and Saturdays. So work in progress, but we're getting there. Format is 90s and 2000s rock and metal. Cranking it up, and it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Congrats. That's so much. And I guarantee you it's so much fun. I used to have 6 internet stations and did royalty administration for 6 more way back, pretty much when that stuff started. But Bolt FM, yeah. So and you have, is it like boltfm.com where we could go and listen to it, or?
So right now the website is under construction. So we are still working on that, but you can download the Live 365 app. It's an internet radio station app, and you can search Bolt FM, and we are live right now.
Oh, wow. That's exactly where I used to do my stations too. I used Live 365, and holy cow, you're going to have just so much fun, and it is fantastic platform too.
Absolutely, I have a lot of fun with it. I have a great passion for radio. Never really dipped my toes into, I guess, the corporate side of radio, but more or less just kind of a fan. More or less. I did take radio and broadcasting school back in high school, kind of a college level class. So learning all the ins and outs of radio and broadcasting. So kind of taking my knowledge from there.
Beautiful.
All right. So why did you decide now to get into a dying medium?
Internet ain't dying, buddy.
Maybe not internet, but radio is.
Radio is interesting. It's accessible to a lot of people. And whether you get in your car and you turn it on, or there are alternatives. There's Spotify out there. but people like interaction, and that's what I kind of wanted to change, because there are a lot of radio stations on Live 365 or elsewhere that mainly just play a playlist and there's no interaction whatsoever. I wanted to change that with live DJs, whether it be myself in the morning or but yeah, just like interaction. A lot of people like interaction. People like people talking to you. That's why I really wanted to do an internet radio station, and I do mornings, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's that's starting for sure next week. We kind of had a test run with it this week, but with me being busy, it kind of was wonky. But we are doing next week, and then from there on out, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. mornings, you'll hear Leo.
Are you doing sponsors? Are you using the Live 365 ad platform?
Yeah, so the ad platform is what I'm using right now. Eventually we'll get some sponsors. We'll just got to kind of make our way through and network.
I know a wrestling comedy show that might have an interest.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Lucha Libres and Laughs out in Denver.
Yeah, they're out of Colorado. They're amazing.
Oh wait, no, is JR? Are you trying to say that we're sponsoring?
I wouldn't. I think it'd be fantastic to hook up with Leo's station. I haven't even heard it, but I here's the thing. Tom, I think you're mistaken about radio, because there's something about listening to somebody talk about radio and the upcoming music, and then there's also kind of the idea that you don't know what's going to come next. And there's, for a lot of people, there's a treat to that. Now, you may be some kind of a douchebag that has to maintain control of everything that goes into your ears, Tom. But I love what Leo's doing. I'm all on board with it. I'm going to give it a listen, and I definitely want to talk to you about having us, maybe produce some ads for you to run on there.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'll tell you what, bro. If you ever need anything like ad wise or just there's two people that I have met in my life when it comes to audio editing that are fucking wizards, and one of them I don't talk to anymore, so I'm not going to say his name. But the other one is JR. When we worked, the reason why I was like, dude, you got to come talk about this with us, because I know Tom's not a radio guy, but he kind of gets it. But like, me and JR are like, I mean, we bet working at radio stations together. Like, if it wasn't for that, I would have never met this guy. And just that old school shit, man. Like, we fucking geek over that. Like, good bits, produced shit, like fucking just a good entertaining thing. So I was pretty excited to hear you on. But yeah, fucking, I think there's still shit that runs here in radio in Rochester that still has him doing fucking character voices on the
That's very cool.
Like 10 years old, 15 years old.
Love it.
Yeah, JR has been doing reads since he was fucking in diapers. So
pretty much, I started doing reads when I could read.
So here's a question though too, right? So like, do you keep is weather and traffic on the 5s or the 10s?
Well, funny enough, we don't do weather or traffic right now, because
it's not really fucking radio then, is it now? Are we?
Well, it is, but we're kind of working our way as a national radio station rather than a regional or local right now. We have considered even being an all Iowa radio station, kind of like more of a community type. That way we can help promote, wrestling, or help, different businesses across the state, or even regionally, people helping people out that way would be incredible. Just like I said, the radio station's a work in progress. Eventually we're going to have a lot of big stuff coming, though. I'm excited for it.
So just out of curiosity, when you're doing your, and like you said, you're just sort of figuring it all out now.
Sure.
But when you're doing your morning show, are you promoting yourself when you're wrestling, or you're kind of keeping that separate?
I try to keep it separate.
Okay.
No, don't do that.
No. It makes sense. The only reason I ask is because from a comedian's perspective, I wish I would have started doing comedy while I was still in radio, because it would have been able to help draw people,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
And you can certainly promote the shows, just not necessarily in your persona.
Right. Which is why, like I said, we consider doing a community radio station because there's so much around
Yeah.
that's worth promoting and getting people to listen that I don't know. It's something to consider. So the options are open right now.
I have to ask, do you go by the same name on radio as in the world of wrestling?
I just use Leo.
Okay. All right. I like it.
No.
So it's Leo's Morning Mayhem is the show name.
Hey, I
Tom,
like it.
Tom, just shut up.
Coming
Tom.
from another guy who went by just one name in radio, I love it. It's awesome.
You fool. You goddamn fool.
Fuck you. No, I love it. Now, and you said you took some classes. First of all, Mr. Luke Raven in the chat. Welcome back, buddy. I got a feeling too that Luke's going to have some pretty cool announcements that maybe we'll get to make one or two over the next few months here on the show about Madhouse. But getting back to you though, you said you took some radio broadcasting stuff in high school or college.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing the radio thing now. You're a pro wrestler. So like, has there always been a drive to be in the entertainment business?
Yeah, ever since I was a little kid. I've had family members, growing up, whenever we get together, he's always been one to entertain. He's always been going to be an entertainer at one point in time in his life. I've always wanted to kind of be in the limelight of things. So, damn right. Damn right. We'll work something out. Let's go.
I should have waited until you finish your statement there before I fucked it out. Sorry about
that. But yeah, so I mean, it's always kind of been there. I've always loved, entertainers, like over the top entertainers. So that's why, that's another reason why I'm big in the wrestling, big in the music, big in the radio, anything that will kind of have people out there,
I gotta ask Luke a question. Why do you keep fucking yelling in your typing here? What the fuck are we doing, Luke? Take out the caps lock, you asshole. Anyway, okay. So you only go by Leo on the radio.
Yes.
Now I gotta also ask, since I know this to be fucking true.
Okay.
Do you talk Cowboys during your radio show?
Because they are America's team.
Oh, that's true. But they'll get talked about soon enough once the draft rolls around. That'll be a lot of talk.
Have they ever made any moves yet in free agency or no?
Free agency, no. Jerry's asleep, so
no. No, and now there's rumors that like trading Micah is looking better and better for the Cowboys, and it's like, oh my god, if that happens.
I don't know.
Serious fucking reflection time for myself.
There was one that I was very happy about today. They kept Cavante Turpin.
Yes, they did.
We
keep
need
Turpin.
him.
I did see
we
that.
Need him.
Yes,
I think he'll shine a lot more than he has previously this season. He hasn't had a chance to shine. Mm-hmm. It's like he's so talented.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what you get back from Micah Parsons. You might be bad for 2 years, but again, you're probably getting a first or maybe a first and a second, depending on who you trade to, right? Because he still has a lot of value.
We said the Broncos running back, Dan says.
Ooh. With the guy without a name, he's just the Broncos running back. All right, Dan. Way to be a fucking investigative journalist and just go to ESPN for us, you fuck. Anyhow, that's good to know that there's going to be some Cowboys talk. Because you know who you can bring on for your good old Cowboys talk? Ace. Because our other Cowboys fan that's on the show, Whitney, she's dead. So you can't bring her on to the show.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Whitney.
Any Twitch or anything like that you give us tonight all goes to the Whitney Memorial Fund.
Yeah, we already got
Williams.
We already got 100 bits from Jesse Teller right here. So
Jesse,
he may not be around still. He just came in, dropped the bits, and then out of here. I don't know, which is good of him. We appreciate it.
But yeah, so she gone.
Are you sure, Luke? Micah Parsons? You should get a first round for that guy. He's still got some fucking motor.
Somebody, dude,
He's
still
gonna be hard to trade. I mean,
Not really. Fucking Cleveland wants to probably pair him with fucking Myles Garrett. Now they decided to lock him up long term.
I don't know. I don't want to see him gone from the Cowboys, though.
Well, I wouldn't either if I was you, but I'm guaranteeing you somebody in that AFC North wants him, and it's any four of those fucking teams. Steelers, Ravens, Browns, or Bengals would all fucking take him because they all have fucking dire needs on that side of the fucking ball.
It's just so stressful being a Cowboys fan. I'm telling you.
Oh, I'm sorry. How many Super Bowls do you have? Go fuck yourself. If you want real stress, be a Vikings fan, you fucking ass.
I was only one when we last won a Super Bowl. I was one.
Nobody gives a shit about the Vikings.
That's not
all right.
true.
So hold on. All right, hold on. I'm gonna change gears.
I love that. Like, I love how Tom's like, okay, hang on, I'm gonna unload, and JR's just like, that's not true.
No. All right. So you won the last time the Cowboys won a championship.
Yeah, one. I was either 1 or 3 because it was January '96. So yeah, I was 2 years old. 2 years old.
Oh God. Oh, you made all of us feel.
I think I was like, what, 12
Very
or
sorry.
some shit.
Oh, I was.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was like fucking 6th grade. Yeah, middle school age. God, I hate you, Leo. But that's beside the point. Well, I don't hate you in the ring, by the way, because your match, even this last Saturday at the hall there against AJ O'Callahan, stellar work. Obviously, the free world. I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit of dismay right now in the free world. I don't want you to necessarily go into details if you don't want to. I know it's an internal struggle sometimes with your stablemates, but what's going on with you and Picture and Maddie Star? What's is all right in the free world house?
I think so. I think everything's fine. Maddie had a very, very good match against Jackson King this past Saturday. Big Picture picked up a victory. I picked up a victory. It seemed like the free world was really rampant up until the main event. And I don't know. But I still think with me and Maddie, the APW tag team champions right now, who knows what the rest of 2025 is going to hold for the free world, but I'm very, very positive it's going to be brutal.
Hey, you want to do me a favor and tell your partner there that when he comes in the ring, he doesn't always have to like come at me. Like, he can just leave me alone.
And he's just like me, the Untamed. He's Maddie's Star. That's just how he is.
Would you care to address Goro here, saying that Chris the Lionheart Jericho, and there's only room for one lion in wrestling?
Okay. Well, Leo Santel and Chris Jericho are two different people, and in two very, very separate realms of professional wrestling. I may be up and coming right now, but hopefully one day, Chris Jericho was always, a favorite of mine. So I'm not knocking that at all.
Well, that's good. Also, I know that there's at least one wrestler that goes by Lioness. So shut up, Goro, you idiot. Speaking of Chris Jericho, we've been on his cruise. We appreciate what he's done there. You're making money in other ways. What did you do with your lottery winnings from last year?
Oh, man, you got to put his business out like that, Tom?
I want to know. Okay.
Business out like that? Man had a baby. You going to put his shit out like that?
Well,
congratulations on the baby, but also, what did you do with that money? Would it all go to the baby?
What did you do with that money?
Well, I mean, a lot of it went towards bills. I got a mortgage to pay for. I got a car to pay for. I got bills and I got a baby. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I got
So you
kids.
went all fucking lame?
Hey.
It isn't lame. It's being responsible.
Sure. By the way, Stacey, Whitney's dead. All right.
Yeah, Whitney died. Tom's just mad because he would have spent all that money that he won on that. Oh, you took the fucking God damn it, JR, you ruined the bit. You would have spent all the
What
money.
did I do?
You took the picture of the crane game out already.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you need it back?
Well,
I
that
do
was
like-
going to be the joke, is that Tom spent all his lottery money playing the fucking dildo free beer machine.
Listen, I do appreciate the fact.
Oh,
What people might have missed when JR said that story, by the way, is that how much money they make at the like at bar close off the crane game, which is very sad because there's a lot of people in Boat, Iowa that apparently need to go home and fuck themselves.
there it is. There it is.
Oh my goodness.
It was. I've never seen anything like it. I'll
Wait a
tell
minute.
you that much.
Did they put ice in there?
No, those
No,
are all
they're
empty beer cans.
Oh, empty beer cans. Okay.
Yeah,
I
so if you
I was
pull-
like, they're keeping it cool in there.
No, so if you pull one of those out, you get a free drink of your choice.
Okay.
And if you get one of the and there's all sorts. There's dildos. There's sex jelly. There's
Sex
butt
jelly.
plugs. There's
You mean KY?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get to see all of it.
By the way, we are
you
looking
know.
for sponsors, everybody. So KY Jelly, if you would like to sponsor us. Oh, I guess Jesus.
Yeah, that's
fucking
amazing.
Christ,
I don't
Carl.
drink myself, but if that was full of Dr. Pepper, I'd be all over it.
Well, what the fuck, Stacy? What'd I do to you? Screw you, Tom. That's so offensive. Listen,
I don't know why you're offended.
Stacy, out of your coupleship with Dan, you're the only one I liked. So if you turn on me, it's over.
What did Stacey say?
She said she
Oh,
said screw you, Tom.
Ouch. You know what you got to do is just go to Whitney's social media and just keep blowing her up right now, being like, why aren't you on the show? Why aren't you on
Yeah,
the show?
dude.
Why aren't you-
Absolutely.
Everybody go to her fucking social.
Yeah, because we told her there was going to be
Where
another
are you?
Cowboys fan on, and she was initially excited about this, and she didn't do shit.
Yeah.
She's got things to do because she's going to some fucking hick festival this weekend. I don't know.
Hick Festival.
Isn't she going to that country festival this weekend?
No, I think that's next
She
month.
said she's out of state this week.
She's out of the state, but I didn't know it was a Hick Festival.
Yeah, it's like some fucking country fest thing.
I like how she makes that a big deal. Fuck, we're out of state almost every weekend, Ace. Jesus.
Fucking right. Leo was there. Leo, how cool was that venue? And we blew the roof off that place.
Oh my goodness. So I'm going to be honest with you. That was probably the most people I've ever wrestled in front of. But it was absolutely electric from top to bottom.
You've done the Madhouse show at Chateau before.
Okay. That's probably the most people I've wrestled in front of ever. But
this is probably maybe like the closest confines with that many people, though, right? Like, it felt like it was a lot of people because of how close they were and how loud it got in there.
oh my goodness. Yeah. It was just very, very intimate venue. And I'm excited to go back in May. I know APW just announced a few more dates. But May 21st, that's going to be electric. I love it.
Yeah, it'll be nice out this time.
We could probably open up those fucking overhead doors, get some airflow through
Yeah.
Have the garage doors
people out
open
there.
and shit. Like, it's gonna be a good time.
Oh my
Hopefully they
goodness,
keep
yeah.
the kitchen open late this time.
Oh, I wasn't there.
That was the only thing that sucked.
I didn't even know they had a kitchen. I knew they had a bar, but didn't know they had a kitchen over there.
Oh, dude, you didn't see all that food in the venue? Oh my
No.
god, it looked amazing. Yeah, they have like a really good kitchen apparently. And supposedly it was going to be open, but I think it's like two different managers, like a bar manager, a kitchen manager, and might have been some miscommunication. So the kitchen closed like right when the show ended. So when we all went to go eat, it's like, no,
Right.
but cool to the dude who was giving us all free beers that night.
Yeah. Yeah.
The candy sour beer was delicious. And then we all went and watched the main event for the UFC fight that night at B-Dubs and got to watch
Oh, hell yeah.
watch Maddie Starr freak out. Oh, thank you. R.I.P. Whitney. Never forget.
Yes, Jesse's always concerned about when people die, and we always appreciate Jesse.
Which,
hanging
by the
out.
way, I know we always want to get sponsors, and this isn't going to help for these guys. We'll never get them after this. But when did Buffalo Wild Wings quality go to shit? Like, they're just not that good anymore.
It's been a
Yeah.
while, man. It's been a hot minute since they've had really good chicken wings. Like,
I had that shit in like a year, and we went there the other night after the show, and I mean, I ate the fuck out of it because I was starving. But the whole time I'm like, These are probably like some of the worst wings I've ever had.
Yeah, I live right down the street from one, and it's not a go-to anymore.
Ah,
They kind of gone the way of Hooters. Hooters used to actually have fairly good wings, and then a lot of them started going off the specs, and you'd get chicken wings that still had pin feathers in them, and it's like, what the fuck am I going here?
Wait a minute.
Oh, for the boobs.
Yeah, for the boobs.
I was gonna say people go to Hooters for the wings.
Right.
I go for the booze. Notice I said booze. By the way, everybody, booze.
I've never been to a Wingstop because I don't have one near me here in Rochester.
There's a place by me, so if we do a watch along at my place again, I can get some Wingstop.
All right,
very good. I'll vouch for that.
Getting back to Leo, though. Again, we've established.
Oh, we have a guest. I thought you were just singing this Whitney tonight.
This is just the new Whitney tonight. So the whole entertainment thing, but like, do you have like a core wrestling memory that was like, it turned it on for you, like you knew you were in?
Oh my goodness, yeah. Probably when I first flipped on Raw. I remember because I went back and I literally had to go back because I was obsessed with finding the specific episode I watched. I think it was February 11th, 2003. It was right after the Rumble. And yeah, I remember seeing, because I knew about wrestling. I knew of it. I just never watched full time. Like, funny story, like back when, so I started watching when I was 10. But when I was 5, that was my first introduction into wrestling. I had a babysitter whose husband and he was jacked, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was like a local talent somewhere, but I have no idea where he is anymore. But he was obsessed with WCW, and he'd tape everything. And so we'd be watching, I'd be in the kitchen or something, eating a snack or something, and he'd watch, Nitro or Thunder or a pay-per-view that he taped. And I remember being very, very terrified of Wolfpack Sting because of his face paint. I hated the red and black on him. Like, I had nightmares until later. And I was like, oh, well, that's badass. I like the Wolfpack Sting face paint. But back then I was terrified. But
that's crazy. I had the same thing with Papa Shango when I was a kid. Yeah. He's like, had this paint on, doing voodoo shit to people, making them throw up and their feet start on fire. Fuck.
But yeah,
I was just gonna say, I always thought Wolfpack Sting was like an homage to how many times Ric Flair has worn the Crimson Mask. But no, whatever.
That's true. But yeah. So like, I've always been very big into the wrestlers who talk a lot of shit, big promo guy. I study that. People who talk and can back it up. And I've always been enamored with like people like The Rock, people like Stone Cold, people like, CM Punk, people who really, really talk and really get serious about what they're doing in the ring. But yeah, I've always been enamored with that. But of course, later on down the line, I really got, interested in the wrestling aspect of it, going back in time, watching actually like everything that I could get my hands on. But yeah, but it was really, really early when I found out, like, man, I really want to be involved somehow. I just don't know how. I'm so young.
Mm-hmm. See, I never had that. Did you guys ever have that? Like, I always was like, oh, I'd love to be in wrestling, but that's never going to happen. And then as I got older, where it's like I could make it happen, it was like, I'm not that athletic. I don't, And then, like, I got into radio and announcing, and it's still like the only time it came on my radar is when I befriended a promoter named Dale Gagne. I'm sure you've never heard of him, Leo, but this guy actually was one of the first people that was booking Punk and Colt Cabana.
Was he related to Vern at all?
He will tell you he was, but I assure you he is not.
Is that still domain, by the way?
What's that?
Was that Steel Domain?
No. Maybe towards the end he was helping them. For a while he tried to bring back AWA till WWE sued him. I don't remember what the other promotion was that he was running. It might have been like an AWA knockoff, but I mean, they were Chicago boys. He would bring them up here to the Minnesota area. I didn't know him then when he was doing that, but the only person I ever met that was able to make him more credible, even though he's a promoter and maybe a slippery one, was he did give Justin Roberts a start as a ring announcer down in Arizona, and actually was like with Justin Roberts, like at a restaurant eating, and WWE people were there, and he was like, "That's so and so, go say hi," and like he went and introduced him, all this stuff, sent the tape, and then got hired. And I only know this because they did a house show on a Sunday night. He brought Justin to the bar so they can hang out and catch up. And then we were shut down to the public because it was our Christmas party. So when he walked in, we were like, "Nah, you're cool. You can hang out," because he was friends with the owner. And I ended up sitting down with them for like 3 hours and just talking to him and Justin Roberts. It was so funny because Roberts was totally trying to, like, there was a girl, one of the bartenders brought one of her girlfriends. And like, dude, like he was so like on, like he was even telling me like, "If you can get her to come up tomorrow, you tell her I have free tickets for her at Raw at the window." And I'm just like, "Bro, she ain't interested. I don't know what to fucking tell you, bro." like he was down, and she wanted nothing to do with it. It was hilarious. She didn't know, and even if she did know, I don't think she would care. She was one of those chicks that was just super cool, and it was like none of that shit mattered. She said to be cool. Not saying he wasn't cool, but I mean, again, never met, and he's, I think he was maybe throwing out some of that, like, "Oh, like I could get you free tickets tomorrow night," shit like that, where it's like, come on, bro, lay back a little bit, like play it cool. Anyways, I'm always jealous when I hear people like you when you say like there was a moment you wanted to be involved, because I never really had that other than meeting Dale and being like, you've seen me do MMA and ring boxing. Like I would do a wrestling show. I love wrestling. Like that's why we became friends. And like he never would let me. I think there's a lot of other things involved though, and I'm not going to get into that on here. But anyways, it never happened. And like, yeah. This all happened by mistake, Leo. Like none of us should be doing any of this shit. These two should have never had a fucking feud in Rochester at a Madhouse show. Tom should not be on commentary. I should not be in a ring on a microphone. And this is all happened because we had no ties really to this industry. Other than that, I was friends with Malice and I was friends with Vandy.
First of all, I'm sorry to step on you.
Any of this shit up. We're shooting, Tom.
Leo, I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir. And also, I'm so sorry that Ace gave that long-winded story about God knows what. I've perfected the art of commentary. Okay, I don't know what Ace is trying to sell right now, but I have perfected it. Okay, it is not only just become an art form. I mean, it's comedy, it's public speaking, it's art now. That's what it is. I've made literally commentary. I've made top shelf. How dare you, Ace? I give you all the credit in the world. You are a fantastic ring announcer, Ace. There's a reason
you refuse. Yet you refuse to take his notes when he gives you notes on your commentary.
That was gross.
Listen. That's why I was so mad that day, because I had already perfected the art of wrestling commentary.
All right,
and somebody fucking throws out, "Oh, you should take notes." It's bullshit, and
all right,
you know
Corey
it.
Graves, settle down.
Oh God!
Listen, I'm not petty like Corey Graves. Okay, give me an opportunity. I'll throw that guy to the fucking. Throw him in the goddamn incinerator. Okay, Corey Graves doesn't have.
I'll tell you.
Bottom line is, I'm gonna throw him.
Use those dramatic pauses, Tom, to perfect. Because most people really love it when you're silent.
First of all, very funny. Second of all, if you ever fucking talk to me like that again, I will open hand slap you. Okay, do not fucking try to think
he won't
in any capacity.
It's intense. Woo-star.
I mean, you've
Who's from,
been around him enough, Leo. You know he's a big talker and no action.
It's fucking bullshit.
It's been a minute.
No, it was a kick in the nuts.
It's been a minute.
Ouchie.
Ouchie indeed. Now,
Hey, Dan.
other than the wrestling world, though,
Shut up.
Leo, who else have you taken some inspiration from, or who else, has kind of you've maybe been like let be an influence?
As far as like
Just in like,
general?
your path of entertainment, yeah.
Oh my goodness. So so outside of wrestling, you said?
Could be, yeah, definitely. Like,
Oh my goodness. I watch a lot of like, suspenseful movies and stuff like that. I don't know. I just a wide variety from everywhere. I think one thing, I don't know why, but I love I don't know if have you guys seen The Purge? Something
Yes.
always like stood out to me, like when they're at the doorstep and they just have this attitude when they're at the doorstep and they're like looking through the like peephole and you see these figures there and he's talking. I was like, man, that's such a heel. I fucking love it. But I don't know, just like different little things from every which way. But that's just one that stuck out in my mind because I'll never forget that. I was like, that's I don't know. I think that's really good acting. I'd use that in the ring if I could. But yeah. But just little bits and pieces from everywhere, from music, from movies and different things. I don't really have any specifics.
When
No.
you were growing up, were you athletic also?
I played football. I did track. So a little bit. I was more or less into trying to weightlift for football and only played for a season, but more or less focused on, I really wanted to just do wrestling, but I didn't do wrestling in high school because it wasn't the wrestling that I thought it was or anything like that. I
It's
didn't
like
really
that.
have the knowledge. And, I always kick myself in the ass for like not doing those things
Yeah.
back in high school, but it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, yeah, so I was athletic. I did track, so I did football. So yeah, I was athletic back in high school.
I think when you're like, I wasn't the wrestling. I always think of that South Park episode where they sign up for school wrestling. And,
Yeah.
Hey, what the fuck?
And that was my thought all throughout, like, elementary and middle school. And goes, oh, you should take up like amateur wrestling. I'm like, why? I was like, that's not the wrestling I watch on
Right.
TV. But it has everything to do with it. It helps you. It actually is a good base for getting into that if you wanted to.
It's amazing because I will be the announcer at the kindergarten through 8th grade state tournament down in Rochester for Minnesota
Flex?
here.
What a fucking weird
yeah.
flex, but okay.
Yeah, but the point being that you're absolutely correct, Leo. Some of these guys start in kindergarten and do this all the way up to college. So their practice of becoming in shape, their practice of training, for a lot of them would absolutely lend itself to pro wrestling. As we know, like with Gable Steveson, sometimes that doesn't take. So, but it's absolutely, you're 100% right. It's not what a lot of kids want to do, but it's not quite as team oriented as a lot of the other stuff.
That's right.
Now, the station, Bolt FM, again, 90s, 2000s, pure rock shockwave is what it says. Oh, look, some music may contain and may have strong language. I like that you put the advisory on there.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So, like, obviously, is that your, like, wheelhouse for music? Was that your genre? Is that what you're, like...
Yeah, I was
into?
really heavy into that. That's what I grew up with. Hearing all these, like... so I grew up with, the local rock station, in Iowa, and then also just bunch of friends listened to that back in junior high and high school, so I was really heavy into that. But I mean, my taste is very, very broad. This is just what I'm very familiar with, so that's where I was starting with Bolts FM. But like I said, I listen to everything. It's not just that, but that's what I'm very, very familiar with. So
Sure.
every start, I know when they're going to start singing. That way I can stop talking.
Oh yeah, hit the fucking post, baby.
That's right.
Hit
That's
that
right.
post. Okay, so like, were you into going to like live shows then too,
Live shows?
like concerts?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I still do.
So what are
So
some of the? Because I'm always fascinated because someone who likes music and gets involved in radio,
uh-huh.
Especially back in like the old days in JR where there were stations actually put on shows and you got to
Mhm.
go to them and shit. Like what are some of the shows, like big shows that you really enjoyed? And did any of those live performances give you anything that you can use in the world of wrestling?
Oh my goodness, yes. So my favorite metal band is Seven Dust, and
Fuck yeah.
they are so energetic. They are so
Denial.
good live. Oh
Hell
my
yeah.
god. They played Minneapolis the other night
Fucking yeah, I know. Everybody I
with
know was apparently
Disturbed.
at the show and 3 Days Grace.
I was right down the road, maybe 30 minutes away, in an Uber from where I was just west of the cities to Minneapolis at the Target Center. $90 just one way.
Oh,
Oh man, you should have called one of these fucking dudes up.
But
They'd have done it for 20. They'd have done it for 20.
But so always love Seven Dust. Just everybody. They just jump around, and they're almost in their 50s. They got to be in their 50s now, but
Oh, for
they
sure.
still jump around like they're like in their 20s. And like if you look back at like performances from like 97, 98,
Yeah,
good
fucking
lord,
waffle,
like
baby.
insane, and the crowd was just going ballistic. But yeah, so some of that, and then like just different things, all the theatrics as far as like how music goes. I always love the production element too,
Yeah.
like pyro and lights and stuff. I think that makes a performance too. But just being stoic and like looking out on the crowd with them like a mean face, or just rocking out or something like that. But yeah, but that's one example. But I've been to so many shows. I was really heavy into the hardcore punk scene here in Iowa and Minnesota. Goodness gracious, I got so many friends up in Minnesota that are like in the hardcore punk scene and elsewhere, just across the nation. But really heavy into that. And those shows are way energetic too, just off the wall, crazy. Some of them are. But yeah, very, very passionate too. Shows like that. But yeah, so mainly metal, punk, and hardcore shows. I've been to a few different ones, but that was mainly my whole thing.
I like that you said the production value too, because to me, as someone who doesn't get in the ring and actually perform, I mean, I do to a certain point, but not like you guys. I'm not putting my body on the line.
Mhm.
Which is way more than what I do on talking into a fucking microphone saying your name. Like, you know what I mean? So, like to me, being able to add and help add production value to all the shows that I get to be a part of, is something that I always look to try to do because in the world of wrestling, it's all fucking, it's a show, it's a circus, right? Like, so it
Mhm.
needs that production value to go along with it. You know what I mean? And we're all lucky we get to work with places that also have that same vision. And so we can try some of that crazy stuff out. Like you actually also is like a fucking little video whiz too.
Yeah.
And has done some stuff for APW, and you've helped some other people with their promos, like pre-recorded promos, and your own stuff has come out that you've put out that just looks fucking badass. Like, how'd that get going? Because I'm the worst when it comes to fucking video editing.
So that kind of goes along with the radio broadcasting. So it was like radio broadcasting and film. So there was two different portions of it. So I was very into editing audio And then that led to me getting involved with like video editing as well, because they had different softwares over at the campus I was at. So starting there, and then I would just, take different softwares if I had like a computer or even on my phone. I'll edit videos on my phone, and it'll just be like second nature to me, just knowing the rhythm of when to like switch different things. But I don't know, that was God, almost like 15 years ago. And I've just kind of been doing that ever since. But I always like the production value in wrestling, like promo wise, building for a match, telling the story. And I like, getting the main points of where things need to be. And that's just how I like to do it. And helping businesses as well. I mean, keeping the rhythm, like even if I really like music behind stuff. So like bed music and stuff. Always like going with the rhythm of like where things are supposed to be and helping the talking points too. Yeah. Very,
You may
very
be
much into that.
you may be too young for this, but does the name Peter Quistgaard mean anything to you?
Not familiar.
Hell no, it don't.
Does it to you, Ace, though?
No.
So, seriously? So there's Cool Edit Pro was
I know that.
Cool Edit Pro. That was the pirate copy that everybody had.
Yeah.
That it and the name that you used was Peter Quistgaard. That's the only reason I asked.
No, did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that went literally, that Peter Quistgaard was on every radio station that I ever worked at. It was his copy of Cool Edit Pro that was on the computers.
Wow.
Hilarious. Oh, fucking Cool Edit Pro, man. I kind of missed that program. That was a fun little program. All right, so we're going to get into a couple segments here. First of all, just for shits and giggles, I saw this and I thought, why not ask the fellas? And Leo will ask you too. We'll start with you. So I'm going to put a picture on the screen here. Tom, pay attention. Here we go.
I'm
Don't fall asleep. Here we go.
No.
Y'all get one pick.
Son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
You starting with me? I already know.
Yeah. Okay. Let's shoot, Leo.
Courage.
It's a good pick.
Courage.
That's a good fucking pick.
Yeah. That was my childhood right there. Was Courage.
And man, he did everything to save that old lady.
Mm-hmm.
All
Poor
right.
Muriel.
Yeah, that's a good pick. It's not my pick, but that's a good pick.
I'm picking Astro.
That's a good fucking pick too. He can talk. He says your name. I love you, Ron. I love you, Ron. He called you Ron instead of John.
Right, Ron.
Tommy?
Now, so they have Lady and Tramp as like one picture. Is that still, you got to pick between them or no?
Nah. You want to just pick them? I mean, I'm going to assume you mean the Tramp, but because.
No, I'm actually going to go Snoopy. I just wanted to fucking verify. Snoopy's my fucking dude, man.
Oh, look, Dan picks Droopy.
Uh-huh.
Days there.
That's because Dan's secretly depressed and he doesn't want anybody to fucking know.
Dude, these are all great picks. They really are. Like, I had to think really hard about this because Snoopy's my boy. Snoopy's a family thing for me.
Right.
Astro's my boy. I always loved the Jetsons, and I love Astro. One of my all-time favorite movies is still the Jetsons meet the Flintstones. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you can never get mad at Scooby-Doo. And honestly, I grew up on Clifford too as a little kid, but Goofy has been my homie since I was like a newborn. Like, my very first stuffed animal was a Goofy. I still have Goofy shit to this day. I have like bins of Goofy memorabilia packed at my parents' house somewhere. Goofy's the homie.
Goofy is the homie, though.
Dude, that's great that none of us picked the same dog.
What's that?
That's great that none of us picked the same dog.
It is great.
We can all walk home and bring our own favorite dog.
That's right.
We all get a dog. Okay.
Get ready for the rapid fire speed round.
I don't know if we should still call this rapid fired, or like, is this really we just ask more direct questions that just I don't know. But either way, we just go around, we ask questions in the rounds. We'll start with JR, me, then Tom. We'll go a few rounds. Could be wrestling, could be not. And yeah, just answer.
Let's go.
All right. So when it comes to wrestling,
Mhm.
who has been your favorite opponent that you've wrestled?
Ooh, this one's tough. And I was almost certain that was going to be a question. So, gosh, it's really hard. I would have to probably say Shank has been my favorite opponent. We wrestled for the one-on-one for the first time in Algona, and it was really good. Now, the free world hates the boys, and we have their championships, and it's not going anywhere. But I love wrestling the Shank. I do.
Everybody loves the Shank.
Yeah, he's a
Now,
fighter.
can I give honorable mentions though?
Yeah.
Okay, Bryce Jordan is a close second. Okay, I wrestled him in
I'm
Waterloo.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're just gonna tell you to go fuck yourself apparently right now. So
And this is the way it works with everybody, Leo. So, people say, "Oh, I love the Shank," and I do. Shank is awesome. And then and in the same breath, they mention Bryce, and I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
They just have such good chemistry.
they
Can't
do.
help it. But also Ethan Everhart was another one. We also faced him Waterloo, and faced him numerous times. So always great to work with him in the ring, and he's so talented. Deserves all the recognition.
I like it. Cat or dog?
Well, I have 2 cats in my household, so I have no dogs, but I grew up with dogs my entire life. So I'm gonna go cats.
Oh yeah. I grew up dogs my whole life too, but there's my cat.
You have to because you are the untamed lion.
Exactly. Yes.
What has been your least favorite venue that you've wrestled in? Not promotion, building, or venue.
Ooh. Okay. So there's there is this outdoor dirt like bar and grill that I wrestled at one time in North Dakota. Hated it. It was extremely hot. There was nobody there, and it was miserable. Yeah,
Sounds like a winner.
yeah. That was
So
probably
this-
the worst one.
So this will be a question about radio, and
Mhm.
and you may or may not have an answer to this because things have changed in radio. But growing up, did you have a favorite DJ or personality that was on the radio that you're like, hey, I really kind of like what this guy's doing?
Oh yeah. So there was a few of them. So like there's this rock and metal DJ who does like syndicated shows. His name's Lou Brutus.
Lou Brutus, hells
Lou
yes.
Brutus, baby.
I hate that.
I always loved his style. He was very, very thought provoking when it came to like taking calls and stuff.
Yeah.
And I listen to his syndicated show all the time. But him definitely one of them. God, what is his name? Gosh, he's been a DJ all over the place, but it's on the tip of my tongue. Oh gosh, it's gonna kill me. It's gonna kill me. Oh my gosh. Okay, so he has the same name as the father in Back to the Future. Something McFly.
Same
yeah.
name?
He was out of Minneapolis, right? Tony McFly.
Yes.
Tony. Yeah, Tony.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Tony McFly.
Yes,
Tony
okay.
Fly was what it was. What the fuck are you talking about, McFly?
Oh,
His over the top and like DJ style, how he hits the post every time, or almost never missed a beat ever. and he's been a DJ all over the place. I always loved like hearing and watching his air checks. Like I'll look up air checks on YouTube all day long and just look at like old DJs that like maybe weren't from my area, but were like well known for like how they presented themselves on the radio.
I bet JR has some old air checks he can send your way if you want.
I wish I had my cassettes from back when I was in high school, because I would love to listen to them back and see how I used to do things, because it was interesting. I don't know if I hit the post every time, but beginnings.
Heck
Yeah. Gosh, I hated doing sound checks. I don't think I have anything from my actual radio days. I think the only thing I have is I think I have a CD somewhere that has my interview, and they had me interview Seamus when they came to town for a house show.
Oh, yeah.
That's very cool.
I think that's the only thing I have. I didn't say nothing, dude. I hate it here. I still to this day hate hearing myself.
I mean, I'm critical of myself too, in wrestling and on the radio. If I hear myself, I'm kind of like, oh no. But I mean, me and my friend that was my co-host on the show back in high school, we actually did a we ripped a dark match from a Raw's War episode and did commentary over it because there was no commentary on it. I think it was like Brock Lesnar and some other guy from OVW versus Rico and some other guy.
Oh, was it when Brock and Benjamin were tagging before they debuted?
It not Shelton Benjamin. It was like another Ron H2O Waterman. I'm not sure if that is familiar, but random name. But they were a tag team in OVW before him and Shelton became the Minnesota Stretching Crew. But we did something like that, and I still have the DVD. I just found it, and we're doing commentary, and we're like commentating through the whole thing, and it actually didn't sound too bad.
Tom. Sounds like Tom needs to give that a listen to.
Yeah,
I'll watch it. I'll tell you what. We had one of your. Well, I always refer to you and Jay Wesley as basically co-rookies of the year for APW in 2023. And he just did commentary with us this last Saturday. So, everybody can go check that out when it's posted on the President's Wrestling Network.
How'd he do?
I mean, you should go check out those matches anyways, because everything was, match-wise, was fucking fantastic on Saturday. So, commentary, I had to carry a lot this fucking last Saturday with Jay Wesley and Badger, but,
Surprised you two didn't kill each other.
Gingers we can't kill each other because no one needs to see Red Hot Red Crime.
I know, but you two talk a lot of shit to each other considering you're both gingers. Should be uniting.
He knows his hair is too long and it fucking annoys me.
We're gonna get Jay on here and I can't wait for that.
Thing about if I were to do commentary, I'd be knowing all the holds and calling them all the holds.
Are you fucking digging at me, Burr? What the fuck? You want me to take notes? You want me to fucking rant on YouTube now?
All the holds, Tom.
That's why I don't do commentary.
He's got him by the thing.
Well, I take that back. That's why I can't do play-by-play commentary, which is what I think Vandy was trying to make me do. Yeah. No, I need to either be color or I'm an announcer. I'm not. I don't know the moves, man. I can't do play-by-play. Like, I'm an idiot when it comes to that. Anyways, I don't know where we are with the fucking question.
It's your question, Ace.
Is it? Okay. What's your go-to after meal after a show? Or meal after a show?
I'll have I guess the last couple shows, I'll have a celebratory pizza from this local pizza joint in Des Moines. And love that place. It's called Mad Meatball. I don't know why. Just love that place. But that's the only time where I'll kind of splurge is after a show.
Well, you got that cash on you
then. Yeah. Reasonably priced, I'll tell you what.
Let's go.
Nice. Yeah. Hey, May 31st, make sure you point us in the direction. I'm sure we're going to get a room again. So
easy.
Point us in the direction.
Yes. Easy.
So you got that Untamed Lion hat on. Who
I do.
came up with the logo? Was it you, or did you have somebody else come up with it?
My younger brother.
Nice.
So my younger brother is also a professional wrestler. He actually got into the business before I did. Believe it or not, about 10 years before I did.
Oh damn.
So he's been doing his thing for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so me and him were originally going to try to work as a tag team, and then we both got caught up with different things, and it didn't work out straight away. But I ended up pretty much, I guess, buying the logo off of him and using it as my own because I always loved it. So now it's mine, and now I rock it everywhere I go.
Hell yeah.
You got
What's your
stickers?
favorite comedy movie?
Oh, Step Brothers.
Yeah, that's a fucking great pick. Okay, you're making towns. You can have 3 other people in the car from the wrestling business, and not like the indie guys we already know. Who you traveling with?
Oh, so it can't be anybody.
None of the boys that you like probably have been in the car with. Like, let's fantasy this shit.
Alive or Dead?
Yeah, live or dead.
Okay. I'd love to have my favorites in there. Jonathan Gresham. I want to pick his brain so hard on his technical skill and everything. I'm a big fan of his. D. Malenko. He's another one. Probably also Eddie.
Yeah.
I wish he was still here.
Fuck
but,
yeah.
But those would probably be my 3.
I like that. That's solid picks.
Nice. I'd pick Jonathan Gresham's head about how he got Jordan Grace, but that's a whole.
I want to ask him too about the struggle of like, bro, she might have more muscles than you now. How'd you deal with that? She still look good though. She still look good.
All right, so
damn right.
By the way, Dean Linkle's brother, our good old friend Joe.
Joe, yeah,
thinks we're
Joe
the
Linkle's.
cunts.
He's one of the fucking funniest dudes in person I've ever met. Like one of the most naturally funny dudes of all time. How about we do mine and then one more round and then we'll move on to the next one? How about that?
Dommy mommy, go.
All right. So I asked you about the worst. What's been the best venue you've wrestled in?
Oh my goodness. Probably the Chateau Theater. Absolutely. That place is majestic as hell. I love.
You hear that, Luke? You hear that, Malice? Book the motherfucker. Yeah. I mean, the man.
It is. June 21st.
Oh my god. Yeah. I miss coming up there. I was just like, I was just thinking back on it. I literally don't really take my phone out and like film a venue unless like, I was like, I used to do that all the time at like WWE shows, filming the stages and all that stuff. But the theater in itself, my goodness. I mean, that's like a perfect place to hold a wrestling show. And I'm glad Madhouse found that place and gets to run shows there quite regularly. So that's probably my favorite.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky. We're really, really lucky that the lady who runs it fucking loves us too. Because most people who run a place like that would probably be like, not in our. You guys realize this is fucking historic. This thing's been here. JR, how long has that theater been there?
Oh,
it's historic. That's all we know.
Probably in the 60s.
Oh God, way before that, JR.
Before that, you think?
Oh fuck yeah.
That marquee is older than you are, JR.
Yeah, no, you're talking 30s probably.
You think?
30s, 40s. Yeah, if you go look at the pictures inside of it, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't looked at that, but yeah, I mean it is absolutely. But it's the same as where Goonies used to be. That bank building is also in that same age frame.
Yeah, some of those original buildings in town. Anyways, yeah it's a great venue.
So here's my last question. I don't know if you gamble or not, but if you were to go to the casino, are you a slot guy, a poker guy, blackjack? What's your game if you gamble?
Slots and blackjack.
And scratch offs.
Oh, and scratch offs and roulette. Oh, sorry.
So you don't gamble at all then?
Real question though. since Tom already fucking threw it out there that you want a fairly decent prize on a scratch off.
Yeah.
How did that get addicting after you won that? Were you like, I gotta buy some more of these motherfuckers?
A little bit, but
Third everyone right back into scratches.
yeah,
I
because
get you.
and that can always lead to a problem. I mean, especially if it gets excessive. But it's all about having fun. It's all about the element of surprise. You never know what you're gonna win. So it just came as a surprise to me, and really that's kind of like right now I'm sitting at like, oh, that's a once in a lifetime thing, and I'm all right with that. I can say that I won that and be all right with it.
No shit.
But it doesn't hurt to try again every once in a while.
I'm the same way. Like if I see a low box of pull tabs, it's like, man, there's like $500 still in that motherfucker. I'm gonna put some $20 in.
Yeah. Plus,
So
go ahead.
I was just say quick. I don't want to interrupt the thing, but I was just say quick follow up. Which do you have a favorite slot?
Yes, I do.
Which is it?
Oh my gosh.
No. Hold on. Don't tell JR where your heaters might be.
No,
okay?
I'm not saying which machine. I'm saying like the
Buffalo game,
Buffalo Huff and
So,
Puff.
I Dream of Genie.
I've never been really a video slot guy. I've more or less been a classic 3-reel guy.
Okay.
So I almost always, if I go to a casino and they have it, double top dollar.
Oh, hell yes.
And then pinball is also another one. Love that one.
Yep.
There's this I can't remember what it's called, like Diamond Gems or something. Just classic 3-reel games are my thing. I just started playing a video slot not too long ago, but I mean, I'm not a big fan of video slots in itself, so
yeah,
not much luck there.
That's I like that. I enjoy my time in the casino when I get it, and I probably won't have it again till the Social X show there, and then probably
I forgot about that. I actually pass by there every single week. So
yeah.
You somehow forget about Diamond Joe's right there, basically on the fucking border of Iowa and Minnesota.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy doing the show there, but yeah, I like doing some. I'm always afraid of the 3-reels though, because I feel like I'm just gonna lose quicker.
I don't know, the ones with the bonuses. I like those a lot. The ones without them, I was like, I don't know. I try to steer clear.
Pinball's pretty awesome. Top dollar's a little tougher to get that bonus, but pinball's pretty freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, pinball. I'm gonna try it if I see it next time. Favorite WrestleMania moment?
Oh gosh. So my favorite WrestleMania of all time, because I've watched it so many times, I know everything from the beginning to the end. WrestleMania 19. Love it. My favorite WrestleMania moment would probably be Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar. That shooting star press is embedded in my brain. It was so
it's embedded in his brain.
Yeah, because I was like, that was so close to becoming a disaster, but it was so incredible to see.
I mean,
it almost hit it.
It just gives you a sense of how fucking strong that gentleman's neck is.
Yeah, it's insane.
Any other man, neck immediately broke on that move. On how he landed. Any other guy, broken neck.
Now, have you seen him land it before?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So we knew he could do it, but but at that time in 2003, when I first watched it, I didn't even know he could hit something like that.
He didn't either, which is why he didn't want to do it. Who was it? Fucking Hayes or somebody just kept fucking telling him to do it. It was either Hayes or Pritchard. Just do it, just do it, just do it. And he then, but again, that was insane. And I mean, Angle is a fucking legend. So many classics with so many other just great talent. That's a solid Mania moment. That's solid Mania. Tom.
All right. So you come to the ring with a silver satin jacket. When the fuck are you going to break down, get your ass to Japan, and get yourself a real Ribeiro Steakhouse jacket?
You have no idea. That's
a
dream.
That's why I'm asking the goddamn question.
No, that's a dream of mine. I'm big into Japanese wrestling, so I know all about the lore behind Ribeiro Steakhouse, and Gosh, one of these days I will make my way to Tokyo and I will go there.
We should have sold the Mask Brothers jacket on the boat
Mhm.
to bring home to him. It's
Oh my
silver.
shit.
He had the silver one.
Yeah.
Also, so follow up real quick. What size?
Large.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Tom, you going to fucking Tokyo tomorrow?
Well,
I'm
no,
just-
Japanese XL. Sorry, they do run small.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Japanese XL. Good to know.
I'm not gonna lie though, like for real, I've been kind of like in the next couple years, a Japan trip needs to happen. I've been itching to get out there.
Yeah,
Right.
like I said,
Wrestling's
really
just
big in
him,
the really big in the Japanese wrestling. So
And that's the whole thing. Like I'm gonna revolve the trip around a New Japan show at the Tokyo Dome.
that'd be incredible.
I'm gonna go, right? Right. Okay. Last segment.
All right. Well, you saw it on there on the screen. The Tom game is what it is. Tag opponent manager. So, Leo, this is a lot like the game F, Marry, Kill. You're going to pick of the three you see in front of you, co-host. You are going to pick one of us to be your tag team partner, one of us to be your opponent, and one of us to be your manager. What say you?
Okay, I'm going to do JR as my manager, Ace as my tag team partner,
Cowboys for life.
and Tom, you're getting your ass kicked, buddy.
This has got to be the most popular fucking combination.
This is always the most popular because they're like, JR can't fucking go, so there's no way he's my tag partner. Ace is the most likable of all of us, I swear to God, because even when JR is his most likable, he's still a fairly old curmudgeon, and I'm generally a prick to everybody, so it makes sense. Because this is now the 27th time that Ace has been a tag team partner, the 24th time that I have been an opponent, and drumroll please, the 30th time
Hey,
that JR has been the manager.
so many years ago, JR. 30.
So many years.
Well, fuck, man. There it is.
That literally was just the answer for Trent. Trent Hammer gave that exact answer.
Really?
No more than just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Anybody else? Who else? Like, who are some other people you might know?
Oh gosh, Ricky Bronson gave that same exact fucking answer. Let's see. Well, our super friend Dan Frank.
Danny.
Let's see. You know what we had him on that Christmas show one time. It's just like, yeah, we'll give him a break. Death Dealer.
Death Dealer.
Amina Belmont.
Amina.
The Big Picture. Jeez Louise. Yeah, so there you go.
Wow. The big
So
picture.
world.
basically, smart people pick that all the time.
Like you guys know each other.
Arjun Singh gave the same exact answer.
Oh, that's a good one.
Aaron Von Barry gave the same exact answer.
Champ right now.
Clay Cooper, Cole Cannon, who you've also tagged with. Let's see. One called Manders, which by the way, I did go to the Ribera Steakhouse Instagram. Manders has his own jacket now, by the way. So you gotta catch up the one called Manders.
Game.
Let's see. Clark Feldman. Good old referee Clark. Oh, Luke Raven gave that answer too. So no wonder you should be booked in Madhouse way more often. He gave that stupid ass answer. And here's one you didn't expect to hear. Brandon St. Eubanks gave that same exact answer.
No, I think we all expected to hear that.
Yeah. Why are you mad, Tom?
Remember you called him fat?
Oh, yeah.
Don't remind him that I called him fat, okay?
I don't have to remind him. He remembers.
Did Maddie Starr pick the same thing, or did Maddie Starr just want to beat your ass?
We weren't playing this game when Maddie Starr was last on, because Maddie Starr was last on when we were promoting an Absolute show, and he got really pissed at me
because you're a dick.
Asking a stupid question. So
yeah,
It was one of the only times we've had a real heated shoot on this show. But then they smoothed it out. But I don't think we've actually had Maddie on this show as a sole guest. But the man is so fucking busy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Sure is.
Outside of the world of absolute pro wrestling, fucking gem of a human being right there, Matty Starr. Smarter than all fucking hell when it comes to this business. One of the best heels you will ever see in the Midwest. I put him right up there with Mr. Darren Corbin, out of some of the best heels in the Midwest, and it was damn nice to actually spend some time with him after the show Saturday, because we never get to do that. He's usually leaving right away. We're always heading back to Minnesota right away. So it was actually kind of a nice night to sit down and hang out and catch up. You need that with the boys every once in a while with the fam. Like, that's the cool thing about pro wrestling is if you're in it, it's one giant family. So it's just a cool times when we can hang out. So Saturday was a cool night. It was a great night. Leo kicked ass, Tom kicked ass, I kicked ass. Fucking West Des Moines felt that shit, though. They felt it so hard that venue had to book us the fucking next business day. Okay, so just saying, if you're in West Des Moines at the end of May, you know where you should probably be going, and those tickets are probably going to sell out before even the day of the show. So you better fucking buy them. It's gonna be a good time.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah.
100%.
Leo, I can't thank you enough, brother. We've had so much fun these last couple of years hanging out with you. And I remember when we didn't even have a tagline. It was like, what should Leo's tagline should be? We were trying to think of it every weekend when we'd see him.
It was always on the tip of my tongue, and I'm glad we figured it out.
I fucking love it. You're a fucking gem. You're a fucking great person. You're doing cool things. Everybody follow along as well with the
Bolt
radio
FM.
station. Bolt FM. Where's my little thingy? Here it is. There you go. There's the link to that. Copy that shit. Check it out. I am all over the place with these pictures. There we go. But yeah, man, thank you for coming. Tell everybody how they can find you.
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at the Leo Santel. Bolts FM on social media, on Instagram at the Bolts FM. Find it on Facebook as well. Try to stay on top of social media as much as I can. Busy as well as Maddie is, but just trying to stay on top of it. But I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, love you, brother. Love you. Thank you for doing this, and we will catch you. What's the next show? What's your next show?
29th, Waterloo.
Waterloo, absolute. Make sure you get out there and see the boys. And I mean these two that are on the screen, not the actual Du Bois. See them too, but go see Leo and Tom if you're in that area. Waterloo, the 29th. Awesome,
Thanks,
brother. Thank you, buddy. Hey, you can just hop off there. We will catch you at the next one.
All right. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Take care, buddy.
Later, buddy.
Later.
Fucking love that guy. I'm glad he was able to come on here. Talk about someone who's improved over the years. That we've and Tom and I have essentially seen Leo from the get. So it's been really, really cool. A tag champ right now too in APW. Well deserved for him too. And he's got a great partner in Matty fucking Star. So Tom, do you have something set up for tonight?
I don't have anything for the 2 minutes with Top Shelf because nothing's really pissed me off. But I will say this. If I'm given the time to talk about some stuff, I hate to admit it, guys. I really generally do hate to fucking admit it. Like, I did not carry the load on Saturday like I said I did. All right, I'll admit it. Badger Calhoun is phenomenal, and I'm so glad to have him back on the table. He is far and away better at play-by-play than I will ever be. I mean, he flows with it. He gets everything that's fucking going on in that ring.
He's found his calling.
He really has. And it's truly special to hear him call a match. So, again, everybody should check out what we have for Absolute at the Apprentice Wrestling Network. And then, again, Jay Wesley joined us on commentary. And going into it, I was pissed. I'm not going to drop the F-bomb on this because it doesn't need to be said. I was pissed. I did not want him anywhere around me.
Did not want the Illmatic one near him.
Yeah, I did not want the Illmatic Hitman or whatever the fuck he's going with now around me. But I will say this. He has a knack for it. I hate it that he has a knack for commentary, because if you can replace a ginger with another ginger, just go ahead and do it. So I want to like Jay Wesley needs to stay in the ring. I'll keep doing the color. God damn it. Stay in the ring, Jay. Like fucking stay in your lane, god damn it. That's what I'm gonna say. Stay in your lane. But I will also say this. Luke Raven, Malice, whoever is listening, there is a certain part in one of the matches from this last weekend that you probably would enjoy when I was making a call. Specifically, it was the Damon Dillinger versus Death Dealer match. Go back and watch it. You might get a good chuckle. That's all I'm going to say.
I had one. I did do this day in pro wrestling history. We'll do it real quick. Boom. On this day in 1996, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, officially began his legendary career in pro wrestling. He had a confrontation with Jerry the King Lawler, and Gorilla pressed him on Monday Night Raw. And it's been sexual chocolate ever since.
One of my absolute favorite human beings in wrestling, bar none.
And I'm so glad you got to tell him that.
I am too, because in Ace, you were there when I said it, but
yeah, I was. It was awesome.
I remember. The thing about it is, folks, he when he was on regularly on Busted Open on Sirius XM, I got to listen to him, and I get to hear him talk about his upbringing and his childhood and how he got to where he is. And it just made me appreciate him so much, and how he really kind of keeps an eye out for people who need an eye kept on him, because of how he was when he first came in. And so, yeah, absolutely. That was one of the treats of my life to be able to meet him.
Yeah, dude, just a fucking outstanding human being.
Can you bring that picture up one more time, by the way? Yeah, look at Mark Henry there.
Look at that fucking hair on the King.
I was just gonna say, what a beautiful mullet that we got to see zero of. Oh my god! I mean, because we just came to the Minnesota State High School boys state championship, and
the flow.
I'm sure when that video comes out, as far as the top of the high school hockey hair, that video is always a huge hit on YouTube.
I think they were already, that shit was already on ESPN like the first day of the tournament. It was great.
Yeah, but that's what you get to see is a lot of that kind of shit. By the way, also I've read a stat today that Saturday's boys AA state hockey tournament. I don't really give a shit normally about hockey at that level, but Moorhead was playing Stillwater. Big deal because whoever won, it was going to be the first ever state championship, but also. Over 21,000 people packed the XL Energy Center for that game. There was 10 pro hockey games that night. 3 of them in fucking Canada didn't have, not a single one of them had the same number of attendance as that game did. So
yeah, I worked at the XL and worked the high school tournament one year, and
fucking crazy.
It is the biggest high school tournament, athletic tournament you will ever go to. That when it happens, when it's that week here in St. Paul, Minnesota, there is a buzz. And the thing is, 21,000. That's basically a sellout for the XL hockey setup. Correct. And I mean, the tournament regularly is probably drawing 15 plots. Like, I mean, that's the thing. Every game is packed because people buy tickets and just sit there all day because it's such an atmosphere. The bands, it's fun to watch. Like, working there, it was very fun to watch. You'd see the people who had all day tickets that wouldn't leave all day, but then you would see the students and like the students' bands, and they would shuffle out every few hours, and but it was always a hopping thing. And yeah, if you're ever in the area and the high school tournament's going on, go check it out. Cheap entertainment.
It really is.
Yeah.
Hey,
100%.
breaking news. It has been reported now by TMZ that Miro, Rusev, and CJ Perry have renewed their marriage vows and are no longer separated anymore.
So she posted something about her dad or grandfather. He must have just recently passed away, and she posted that a bunch of stuff, and it was Miro like with them in his final days. Not saying that that's what did it, but like obviously there was like, whatever. But yeah, that's very cool. And to be honest, aren't they both free agents?
They both are free agents. Get your social
day.
Get your social X to get him in there, baby.
Well, but also, Aiden English works for TNA. There is a working relationship. I mean, honestly, I've had NXT on.
That's right.
You have seen the Hardys on NXT tonight, and Moose went for the NXT Championship as the X Division champion. Jordan Grace is obviously signed over to NXT WWE, but there is a possibility you'd have Aiden English even come out and do the whole Rusev Day.
Well, he's not going to do that in Albert Lee
because
he would be coming out with his vaudevillian friend Simon Gotch as the vaudevillains return and unite for one night only. I don't know if that's true. If it's one night only, I don't see them do many of these, but we're going to reunite them, and it's going to be good times down there. Swaggo's going to be there. Heath Slater is going to be there. It's going to be all kinds of fun. That's the 22nd. It's not this weekend.
Next weekend.
Fucking A. It's nice to know. It's kind of nice to know I don't have a show Saturday and can actually be around town this weekend. But yeah, otherwise, March 22nd, guys, you can all find me. Yep, there it is. Out of nowhere. It is not at the Albert Lee American Legion. Ignore that. It is at Albert Lee High School. And again, the vaudevillains, Heath Slater, Aaron Arsenal, John Wayne Murdoch, the Dope King, Swaggo, Florida Man. Dude, it's going to be wild. It's going to be a real good time. I'm very excited for that show. And then the weekend after, 2 huge shows going on in Iowa. One of them being in Knoxville, Iowa, at March Madness with Madhouse, our debut of the season. I can't wait for that. And then Tommy could be out in Waterloo.
Yeah, the 11th hour is the show title. I thought it was time for Super Slam, but Super Slam is going to be in early. The first one in May. Yeah, because we only have the one in April right now, which is back at the Fort Frenzy in Fort Dodge, which of all towns in Iowa,
Tom's favorite place.
There's one of them that I hate the goddamn most, and it is Fort Dodge.
And honestly, the venue is kind of like, it's cool, but like they could.
No, you know what? I'm going to say it like this: if you want to see Toothless Wonders, go to the fucking Fort Frenzy. There is so many. You know what? Honestly, you know what's
but Godfather's Pizza.
Okay, yeah. So the Godfather's Pizza, that's still good pizza. It's
like inside Fort Frenzy. That's the restaurant in the venue.
Oh, it is
Godfather's Pizza. Yeah.
But here's the thing: the last time we had a Saturday show there, we were early enough. We did our setup. We got our stuff going early enough. I go over there and try and get a pizza, and there's a dude who is clearly not smart enough to know where the fuck to put the Band-Aid over his clearly white supremacist tattoo. You could still see a little bit of that swastika at the bottom there, buddy. Like, if you're gonna, first of all, you know what? You know how he could have avoided this?
You know, we could have just
wearing sleeves on his goddamn t-shirt. Okay, I'm not.
Anyways, make sure you go join us at Fort Frenzy when we're there in April, guys. Please come say hi to Tom and I.
Yes, please say hi to me. But also, if you have missing teeth, make sure you keep some distance, you spitting motherfuckers. Like, let's keep it away from me.
All right. Anyways, oh God, guys,
he's upset with me.
I'm ready to end this because I'm fucking starving because I worked late and I've been running.
I worked late too. Let's fucking call this, boys.
Let's do it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll have more content next week. Take care, buddies. Bye-bye.